Welcome back to Make Way for Cat. In this episode, I'm going to go through all the boss monsters and what they drop. So in this first little bit, if you've played this game yet, you've probably run into King Gooey. He's over here. He does quite a bit of just physical attacks. Hoping I don't one-shot him here with my holy sword, but okay. As you can see, it's a very straight tries to attack and then you roll. He tries to attack and then you roll. It's really not much of a big fight for that. Okay, and he drops the miracle fruit. The miracle fruit sells for 500. Oh, 300 paw pennies. I thought it was more than that. Okay. So the next one we're going to encounter... You know what? I was going to go to the next boss monster, but I think we'll actually do the dungeon, because I guess they're considered boss monsters as well. They have the same purple glowy bit. Once you do the dungeon for the first time, you don't have to clear out the dungeon before moving on to each floor. This dungeon's the longest too. It's technically 4 floors, whereas the other 2 dungeons are only just a single floor. This guy's a giant mushroom. Same thing. I did not expect to one-shot him. Okay. And he drops the the big mushroom, which sells for 100. So then we're going to go to... just going to go to the Forest Sanctuary, because it's the quickest way to get to our next one. I'll even put timestamps down below of where these are. So you can just click through them. This guy is a fun one for early money farming, because the Sunstone that he drops sells for 1,000 paw pennies, and he won't attack unless you aggro him, but he just does some big sweeping moves. Get rid of you. Just roll out of them. I think that's it. I think he just does the big cleave like that, and then the cone attack. So I'm just gonna get rid of him. And then his... out of here. And his drop is the Sunstone here. I have way too much stuff in my inventory. I'm gonna grab... oh, okay. Or we'll take the fire spear. So after this guy, we're gonna go down to Fort Rivero. We actually need it to be nightfall before we take him on. So we're gonna go in here and sleep. I'm actually gonna dump all this stuff off. Keep these. Oh, okay. Go with that. Okay, so we're gonna sleep. And then we gotta wait a little bit longer for nightfall. Yes, it's only 16:30. So I'm gonna show you the boss that's just outside the gates here. This one I actually found incredibly difficult until I had these berry potions, berry juice potions. And a lot of health. Because the poison damage is ridiculous. The mobs around him have a reflect for physical abilities. So you'll need magic to take them out like that. So this is Chompy. And even some of like your big moves, like that I showed here with like this guy. That's one of the harder hitting moves right there. This guy and this guy, normally they would hit quite a few times, but because he's stationary, you can't push him back. So he actually doesn't take a lot of damage from them. As you can see, like poison abounds. I keep getting poisoned. I'm also not being too terribly careful because I'm kind of a beast at this point. But he doesn't drop a specific, like, crafting item. He's one of 2 bosses that's like that. Okay, so there he's down. He drops the fairy wings, which are really cool. They have all these resistances, but they have no speed. So you're still really slow, but you get all those nice resistances, which might be nice if you're doing a boss fight and you don't really need to. But honestly, he was the last of the bosses that I actually killed in this game. Now we got about an hour of game time to wait. Actually, since we're still waiting, let's go up and take care of the other non-material boss. He also drops wings, so we're gonna go to the Forest Sanctuary. Okay, so he's in the tunnel entrance. Or rather, in the tunnel. He's right at the back around this first bend. You can see him back there. We're just gonna start him off with a push. I'll give you a chance to see some of his moves, though. He does a pretty devastating that, which, if you can time it right, you can roll out of it, but it's still pretty difficult. Yeah, I can usually roll through one set, but not the second. That's just a regular physical attack. This room is actually really hard to contend with. There's a lot of ads. Alright, he's doing this a lot. We're gonna stun him out of here. Getting tired of him. Knock it off. Okay, there, it's nightfall now, so we can take care of him and then go back for the other one. You can cheese this boss only if you time it right. I did it accidentally once where I had him like basically pinned in the wall. It was over on the other side, but excuse you. And then he wouldn't do any of those big moves like that. He would just sit there and take it. His name's Dracuffy, and he drops these evil bone wings. The evil bone wings are just a 10% lifesteal. I don't think they're that fantastic, but they do sell for 500. Do you not sell this, or did these don't have a listing? Alright, so we're gonna go back to Fort Rivero. And this guy only comes out at night in front of the gates here at Fort Rivero. And I call him Pumpkaboo, but I think his name is Frank-O-Lantern. Here he is. Freddy-O-Lantern. Okay. And once again, the surrounding mobs really interfere and make him difficult. That would help if I actually hit him. He does a big move like that. Once it's down, you can actually accidentally walk into it, so be careful. And he is your next, after the big orc, he's your next material drop, and that's the Moonstone here. So I'm just... Okay. There's that. Now we're gonna go into... The next one I think you're gonna be looking for is the Pearl. Pearl is dropped in Karst Hills. So Snowmonster, once you come here, he is just to the left. Probably walked by him. These guys around him, the Stone Fiends, are incredibly difficult because they have a reflect shield for physical damage too. So he does a couple freezing moves like that. He'll put snow on the ground. Even using a long-range physical attack like that also counts. As you can see, like, my life just dipped getting rid of them. Fire moves are great with him. Otherwise, there we go. He's down. And he drops the pearl, which you'll need for crafting later, and also to unlock pumpkins. A heads up on that. Okay. Next, we're actually going to go down to Nini Beach. Because you do this dungeon before you do the dungeon up here. I'm going to show this one a little out of order, because after the pearl, as far as materials need, the boss in this dungeon is your next one, and that's the coin purse. So it's this boss here. It's nice to clear the room before you do him. His name is Greed. I'm not going to clear the room because I'm a little overpowered right now. He does the fireballs. This boss, using those stone cutters, I actually pushed him, cut him through here, and he like literally glitched out and I had to reset my save. So here we go, there's the coin purse. bunch more stuff here. Now, after him, the next drop you'll need is the rainbow shells. Rainbow shells or rainbow scales? Might be the rainbow scales. And he is over this way in the west sand dune. So with him, I recommend clearing the area. And then, you know what? I am going to take out a bunch of these guys with a little whoop. Just because they're kind of annoying in the way. Okay. So what this snake does a couple things. He's got your regular physical attack. He also has this glowing orb thing. I don't know. He also does something very similar where he summons wind like this. It has a very wide hitbox. You can think you're not being hit by it, but it'll like wreck you. So be careful of that. Otherwise, and this should finish him off right here. Here we go. And he drops the, yeah, rainbow scale. That's him. Next, I'm going to take you up to the ice biome, and we're going to do the boss of the third dungeon. Okay, so we're in Crystal Cave. This is another single floor dungeon. He's right at the end. Oh, I think I have a copper key now. Holding it. Okay. Here he is. Yeah, use your long range stuff for him. There is a very narrow area to fight him, so when he puts down the area of effect stuff. Also, like the other boss monsters, it's best to kill everything else around you so you don't have to deal with it. I don't remember seeing that move when I fought him before. Oh, he sucks you in with that one. That's pretty dangerous. Just gonna roll through this because I'm gonna kill him. Okay. And he drops this Tiara here, which I already have. 30 magic defense, which is pretty high. It's actually identical to the crown as far as attributes go. And the crown, if you remember earlier, is what dropped off of the... I don't know if actually I said it, but King Gooey can drop a crown. And it's basically the same as that. It's not... It doesn't drop every single time. And that... I think that is everybody. Oh, nope. Blue Moon Lake. Just a guy. He's forced. I always forget about this turtle boss, but he... you actually need his turtle shell for a quest. He drops a turtle shell, but then you also need his shells for one of the armor upgrades. We're gonna head into the swamp. I've been in this place 100 times and I still get lost. Although I have a general idea of where I'm going. Okay, and this is the Moon Lake. Now, honestly, I think the hardest part about this boss, and it's not going to look like it because I can basically one or two shot these guys, are these pixies. It's good to get them out of the way, but if you fight one and there's other ones that are nearby, they'll see this one, it'll come running, and they hit very fast and very hard. So you'll have to dodge it very quickly. I'm gonna leave him up. Once you actually start taking these guys out, you actually will aggro him. So, physical attacks. Couple of magic. Just pretty simple. Roll and then see. Okay. That's that. Now I'm going to sell all these items to show you what they're worth. I'm gonna go down and we're gonna hit the fast travel stone that's over here. Okay, so we've got the Miracle Fruit from the King Gooey. Sells for 300. We've got the Sunstone from the Orc Warrior, and that sells for 1,000. We've got the Bone Wings and the Butterfly Wings. Okay, so that is also 500. These are both. This is from the Bat in the Cave. Butterfly Wings are from the Venus Flytrap looking monster. And the Turtle Shell is also only 500. Then we get into the Pearl, which is 3,000. The Moonstone. So the Moonstone drops off of the Freddy-O-Lantern at night in front of Fortress Rivero. The Pearl is 3,000. It drops by the Snowmonster in the Snow Hills. Then there's the Rainbow Scales, which is also 3,000. And then we've got the Coin Purse. Also 500. The Crown that's dropped by Crystal Guardian. That's 1,000. I'm not going to sell that because that's the only one I've got right now. And the Wicked Shroom from the first boss is only 100. So if you farm all the bosses around, you can make 13 grand. Pretty cool. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.